Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing working illegally in Thailand. We're making this video in the sort of latter phases of the Thai visa amnesty. We're also making it sort of at the twilight, if you will, of the overall shutdown associated with COVID-19 here in Thailand. And a recent article from ThaiExaminer.com titled "Stranded Foreigners Must Get Embassy Letter, New Visa, or Leave Thailand to Avoid Arrest by Police." And I urge those who are watching this video to check that out because that article is very long, very exhaustive, a lot of information in there. I'm just going to quote very briefly on this one specific point, quoting directly, "Crackdown on foreigners engaging in illegal occupations announced by Employment Department." Quoting directly, "Meanwhile, the Director General of the Department of Employment, Suchart Pornchai Wisekun, has announced a nationwide crackdown on foreigners in Thailand working illegally in positions which are prohibited under a revised list of restricted occupations issued on June 20th under Thailand's Immigration Act. The initial crackdown will focus on Chiang Mai, Surat Thani, Songkhla, and Phuket, although operations and surveillance may occur throughout the kingdom." So I suspect that we're going to be looking at a situation where this is going to have an impact directly here in Bangkok as well. There's more information in that article, just some analysis from my point of view. This has been something that was kind of percolating before the COVID-19 lockdown came about. And I think in the aftermath of the amnesty and as the lockdown eases and we sort of get back to normal life, I think we're going to see a lot more energy and resources being placed on finding foreigners working illegally. There has been some laxity roughly the last 5-7 years when you analyze the Restricted Occupations Act and or the Restricted Occupations List, and you sort of understand the overall paradigm. They have loosened up a lot in the last roughly 5-7 years compared to when I was first out here some 12-13 years ago. So I think it stands to reason, or I should say it's logical to infer that a further crackdown could be coming. What does this mean? Well, certain things are clearly outside the parameters of legality here in Thailand when it comes to foreigners working. Now, there are some things that sort of straddle a gray area or may fit in a greater, certain activities may make sense within a greater whole of one's job description. But there are certain things that the Thais take very seriously when it comes to protecting Thai nationals' livelihoods, protecting jobs for locals here in Thailand. And let's be clear, this is going to be of increasing concern as the economic ramifications of this recent shutdown become more acute in the aftermath of COVID-19 shutdown and the easing here. So the thing to take away from this video is, yeah, I think it's very likely we're going to see them get more serious about illegal working. I would even argue they may be more serious about finding people working outside of the parameters of either their work permit or in violation of the Restricted Occupations List. I think they may be even more worried about that than they may be on overstayers, because frankly, there just isn't the volume of people in Thailand, foreigners at the moment, to maybe cast that wide a net to find that many people in overstay, because there simply aren't enough here to be in overstay. Meanwhile, if attention needs to be focused on something having to do with foreigners operating illegally in Thailand, illegal working could be a fertile field for law enforcement activity. So the thing to take away from this video is I would take this seriously in the post-amnesty era, if you will, here in the Kingdom of Thailand.